Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. To the friends I see in the room and the friends I haven't made yet, I'm delighted to be here for this kickoff. You'll probably be disappointed to know, though, they did give me 20 minutes for my keynote. I'm only taking 10, so you'll be fine. This marks just my 5th week as president and CEO of Greater Seattle Partners, also known as GSP. And clearly, from all of our introductions this morning, partnership is a theme today. And GSP is a public-private partnership that brings business and talent to our region. We encourage trade development. We work to coordinate the region's economic development ecosystem across not just King, but also Pierce and Snohomish counties. And I really want to thank the City of Bellevue for hosting us today, a fitting backdrop for an innovation exchange because obviously this is a global innovation hub. So the Pacific Northwest has frankly always punched above our weight. And we've done that not just because of our quality of life, but also because of the pioneering work that happens here. And our history should give us a lot of confidence about what we are able to do. But I also have to say it should not give us complacency. Here's how I thought about it. I'm not going to lie. And for those of you who are young, I hope you get this reference. We don't want to be like Rocky in Rocky III. You know what I'm saying? This was a 1982 movie starring Sylvester Stallone. And he had been real successful in his first 2 Rockies. And so he got a little bit, satisfied. He kind of laid off the hard work. And then Clubber Lang, also known as Mr. T from the A-Team, which is another 80s reference, but that's fine. I digress. Clubber Lang defeated him, and Rocky had to really make a comeback, and he did. He got that eye of the tiger, and we all need to have that. We need to push. We need to continue innovating, and we can never really feel like we've reached the top of that mountain, right? You all know there is no summit in innovation. You keep on evolving. So GSP's work is funded by government and regional businesses, and there is no better way to demonstrate our region's commitment to creativity and entrepreneurship than to look to some of GSP's key private investors and anchors of our region's and our nation's economy. These are the uncommon thinkers who made our region what it is today. First, Boeing. Before Boeing's jet age, crossing oceans was obviously rare, expensive, and incredibly slow. And then came the Boeing 707 in the late 1950s. And then suddenly, traveling between and across continents has become relatively routine. Long before the region became synonymous with software and cloud computing, Boeing was proving that world-changing ingenuity is built through precision manufacturing, supply chain mastery, and engineering excellence. And as all strong companies, they are still innovating and defining the future of Washington with aerospace right here in Washington State. And then Microsoft. It's hard to imagine now, but before Microsoft brought personal computing to the masses, using a computer often meant typing precise commands into a blinking eye cursor. There were no icons, no start menus, no desktop screens. And now personal computing is a critical part of every single aspect of our lives. Children can intuitively navigate screens now before they can read. And for folks who don't know, Microsoft was originally founded in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but it was built here in the Pacific Northwest. Now, I thought the reason Microsoft moved here was because Bill Gates and Paul Allen were from here, right? I've learned, however, it was not nostalgia that brought them back to the Northwest. It was talent. They needed programmers, and this was the place to get them. So we know that Microsoft continues to innovate. They are now a defining player in integrating AI into the global economy with a commitment to doing so responsibly and being sure it is serving all communities. And then, of course, Amazon. And excuse me, I have allergies, y'all. I don't know if you all have them, but my apologies. If my throat is catching, it's not because I'm so excited about innovation. It's because I love summer here, but there are some challenges. So, Amazon. From a garage in Bellevue, Amazon became a global commerce giant that has fundamentally changed consumer behavior. No longer are we constrained to what is on the shelf, and now many consumers consider two-day shipping slow. And I'm just gonna share, I ran out of printer paper when I was printing this speech yesterday, and Amazon delivered it in 35 minutes, so true story. But as all of you know, Amazon is much more than a retailer. It is fundamentally changing how businesses do business through cloud computing and many other aspects, robotics, AI. Amazon thrives while consistently reinventing and experimenting with innovations that make customers' lives easier and better. And let's give the public sector its due. Did you know that things like camera phones, computer mouses, memory foam, ear thermometers, CAT scans, and even baby formula were indeed traced back to research done by NASA? And here, closer to home, jurisdictions across and including King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties have worked to create strong economic placemaking strategies. Things like the Community Business Connector program in King County, a partnership with the Seattle Metropolitan Chamber that connects small businesses to workforce pipelines, provides access to capital, and to business strategy development. This innovative program received early support from the Port of Seattle, King County Local Services, Seattle, Shoreline, and Kent. And then this model informed what is known as the Small Business Readiness Playbook for mega events. So obviously that was in partnership with FIFA World Cup Organizing Committee. But basically this model that was a local model is now being used at a much larger scale. And then in Pierce County, programs like the Pierce County Skills Center in Puyallup, a partnership with 10 school districts, are creating pathways into in-demand, high-wage jobs and post-secondary education. And I can share that GSP recently hosted 20 executives from 26 countries, and one of the places that folks took them on the tour, the team took them on the tour, was indeed the Pierce County Skills Center. And it is a great selling point for business attraction because it demonstrates the commitment to meeting workplace demands. Then in Snohomish County, the city of Everett coordinated with the Local Initiative Support Corporation to proactively create an economic plan to leverage the arrival of light rail, to center long-term community stewardship and local business retention over potential displacement. They knew they wanted their community to benefit from this major infrastructure and from increased private investments to the area. And I can't leave off our excellent host, Bellevue, today, because this room filled with government, businesses, nonprofits, academia, and community members is the representative of the very work we need to be doing to feed and nurture innovation in our regional economic development ecosystem. So thank you again. Obviously, these are just a few examples, and it's easy to hear these stories and focus only on the companies or a single public program or jurisdiction. But Boeing, Microsoft, Amazon, these public partnerships across our region, they did not emerge in a vacuum. They were built in a region that invests in talent, infrastructure, research, education, and quality of life. They were supported by policymakers who thought strategically and long-term about economic development, about our educational institutions that prepare our workers, and they create communities that welcome opportunity and innovation. And that is one of the lessons of our region's innovation story and why organizations like GSP are here. A rising tide does indeed lift all boats, and we must, thank you, that's right, and we really must row together to achieve continued economic prosperity. Our role at GSP is to bring together business, government, educational institutions, and community leaders to ensure the conditions to pioneer advancements, bring and keep businesses and jobs here. And the results speak for themselves. Today, our region of just over 4 million people has a gross regional product, which think of that as the regional GDP, of $607 billion. We host the 5th largest startup ecosystem in the US and the 10th in the world. That's right. We are a top 10 job market for AI and life sciences in the United States, and Microsoft and Amazon alone hold more than 3,300 AI-related patents. We are a global leader in the space economy. Of all current and future FCC-approved satellites, 78% will be made in Washington. Our maritime industry supports over 20,000 jobs, and our deep water ports are 2 days closer to Asia than California ports, which helps facilitate more than $80 billion in trade each year. We are a top 10 area for clean tech patents. There are 4 fusion companies located here, and $150 million in clean tech grants flowed from to our region from the state's Clean Energy Fund. And these results are not just impressive. They are evidence of what happens when a region commits to creating the conditions for a culture of possibility and an opportunity to flourish. And I think for all those numbers, everyone in this room knows what the goal really is. It's thriving communities, places where people can build careers, raise families, enjoy the outdoors, and have the future of their imagination. Our region's competitive advantage is not just innovation. It's that we've built a place where innovation and quality of life reinforce one another. Our continued success depends on our ability to work together across jurisdictions, industries, institutions, and yes, ideologies, and ensure that we remain a place where entrepreneurship thrives and communities prosper. I know it's cliche to say it right now, but we are at a pivotal moment. We are at the center of the global economy during a time of great global uncertainty. And there is a lot of debate and discussion around the business climate. Across our region, county executives, mayors, city councils, county councils, business leaders, educators, and community organizations are making decisions right now that will shape whether the next Boeing, Microsoft, or Amazon chooses to start and stay here. All of us, community members, small businesses, startups, nonprofits, need to share with each other what works and what doesn't. Healthy competition feeds the economic ecosystem, but we can't stop partnering and looking for ways to support and diversify the engines of our economy and the culture around it. We cannot take what we've built for granted. Together, we can be purposeful, strategic, and ensure that we are a region of innovation and investment in our most important resource, our people and the communities they call home. GSP is striving to make sure the region captures this moment, connecting businesses, government, academic institutions, and talent to land investment and grow jobs. We are here to make the case worldwide, compellingly, persistently, and with data that there is no better place to build what comes next. We know this work isn't easy. I did not take this role because I thought it would be easy. I took it because I like fighting for the future of my community with the same intensity that built companies like our anchor institutions and with the same intensity that brings all of you here today. I'm really excited to hear today's panels. I'm inspired by knowing we are all here and committed to addressing the challenges and seizing the opportunities before us. I know that with folks like this in the room, we will answer the call to lead, to innovate, and to partner during this really critical time. We have done it for centuries, really, and we will continue to. Let us be the ones who define what comes next. Not Rocky 1, be Rocky 1. Be Rocky 1, not Rocky 3. There are a lot of Rockies, you guys. It gets really confusing. So I will gratuitously take this moment to encourage you to learn more about what GSP does by visiting greater-seattle.com. And I'm going to close with a brief walk-off video that I hope inspires you to engage today and in the future. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.